Hey guys, thanks for watching today. On this video, I'm going to show you the base... Blah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today. On this video, I'm at my buddy Greg's shop, and we're going to be working on his 1972 Ford F250. He contacted me about 6 months ago asking about some rust repair on his truck. When I came out to look at the vehicle, I noticed that there was some serious rust on the roof and had prior body work done on the cab and overall on the truck. So I was a little hesitant on trying to fix other rust on the cab, and advised him to actually get another cab if he could. Thankfully, he did find an actual full truck that he parted out and kept the cab itself to use. There is a little bit of rust repair that needs done on the floors in the front section, and also the front cab corners need replaced as well. So the goal for today is to cut out the rusted areas in the cab, get the new panels test fitted into the areas, and start trimming them up to get ready to start welding. Also, we'll talk to Greg, get a brief description of what his plans are for the truck, and also hear a timeline maybe of when he wants to get it finished up. Probably holding up on me. Also, if you noticed in the video, I'm also wearing 2 different colored shirts, because it means I'm working on it 2 days.
Alright, so truck here Chad's working on started life as a 1972 F250, long bed, 8 lug, flatbed. We chopped 15 inches out of the frame, made it into a short bed, converting it into Crown Vic swap, 5 lug, with the 8.8. We actually took 15 inches out of the frame, made it into a short bed. So now it's still going to be tagged as F250, but appearing as F100. 5 lug, short bed. They never made a F250 in that way. Truck started as a 360 4-speed with a T18 trans. When we're done here, it's going to be 390 FE big block, still saying FE, but with an NP 435 4-speed top loader transmission. Motor actually came out of a 65 Mercury, so still FE block, just dressed as a Mercury. But yeah, it's going to be a fun truck, somewhat slammed on the ground. That's going to handle, it's going to ride good.
And it's going to do burnouts.
And it's going to do burnouts.
So why did we have to replace the cab?
Truck we bought, first looking it over, we knew it needed floor panels. A little bit of a roof problem. But once we actually pulled inner fenders off, outer fenders off, if you look here, this whole section on my truck, on the 72, was completely ate out. They actually took an aluminum panel and pop riveted it in place. So, got talking with Chad, got looking it over. My drip rail up here was completely gone. So, we decided to buy a parts truck. That's where this 1970 came from. It was actually a F250 step side, 8-foot bed with a hydraulic dump. I bought it out of a scrapyard, saved it. Not really saved it, but parted it out. This is all I wanted right here. So a guy out of Connecticut bought the bed, a guy out of Jersey bought the front clip. Everything else we kind of held on to till we get my truck built. So fresh bones, brand new cab, not brand new cab, but a little bit of patchwork, 1 cab corner, and it'll be a solid cab. We actually have a bed that came out of Virginia, short bed, 6-foot bed, that is in great condition. Needs a little bit of patchwork in the floor, but we have solid bones now, a little bit of know-how, and it's going to make a nice truck.
So here are the parts that my friend bought for me to use. I forget the supplier for these parts, but it's a floor pan and also a front cab mount for the driver and passenger side of the vehicle. And the common area with these on these vehicles is that the area here actually rots out first, and then it just pulls off the metal itself. So what my friend has done here is he's taken some thicker metal and welded it to the bottom of the cab mount itself. That way it reinforces it stronger than what this panel was going to be. He also added some seam sealer there, I guess, to keep the moisture out of that area there. So that'll be able to help us and hopefully prevent any other issues with the truck. So over here on the cab, I'll show you the rust areas that we are talking about replacing. So when my friend took the interior out of this cab, he noticed there were some small patches here on this side and on the passenger side. Looks to be aluminum paneling. Back in the day, that's what they would do to cover up rust holes, thinking that aluminum wouldn't rust, but the metal around it would soon begin to rust as well. So there are some holes here, and he wants to go with a cleaner finish on this floor. So on the other side here, I actually already cut out the floor and placed in the new piece, already fitted up. I didn't tack it up yet, but I thought for the driver's side we could do it for a video here, just to show you guys at home how to go about doing this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut out this area here, going off of the new panel. So if you're doing this at home on your car or truck, doing a floor pan replacement, the first thing I would do is do some research online, either look in catalogs or manufacturers online that sell parts for your vehicle. That'd be a great way of trying to find actual panels that are pre-made that will fit into your areas that you're looking for. You can also go and get to some regular pieces of sheet metal that'll help too, but then you have to work on fabricating certain corners, ridges, or even structural parts of the floor that meet stuff like a frame rail. But I would check there first. The next thing I would do then is take out the interior in your vehicle wherever you're working. So if it's a floor pan, remove the carpets, the seat, maybe even the pedal assembly on the driver's side, some wiring possibly. That way you have a nice clean area and you're not interfering with the original components of the car. I wanted to stop and show you guys here how I'm cutting this floor pan out. What you should do first is measure your new floor pan, the surrounding area here where it meets the floor, so that way you know where to cut. I kind of know from doing the passenger side on this one, but before you cut anything, what I would do is make a line, go around the floor of where the new panel will overlap, and I would leave a little bit of a lip, just in case you may cut too short. You can always trim it off, but you can't put it back. So I kind of made a perimeter line of where I want to make the cut, and I will use my grinders here to cut off that piece. Alright guys, so I cut around the edges of the floor that I want to take out. As you can see here, it's pretty loose. The panel's just about ready to fall down all the way around. Basically what's holding the panel on now is the cab corner in the front. So I'll need to section that off here and take this off around the edges so that way this entire area can fall out then. guys, the old floor is out of the truck here. Kind of side-by-side shot of the new versus old. And we got one gigantic hole. So I changed the light to show you guys here. There's this little spot that was being hidden by the aluminum piece. Looks like a rust hole that formed. So we'll have to make a little patch for that to cover up that area. And if you noticed on this side, I left a little bit of metal on the lip. Now what that's going to be is a flange. I will grind down to bare metal and then use this as a backing plate to plug weld the new floor. So we'll grind this down, get the clean metal there, and then we'll probably apply some weld through primer on this before I weld. So the next thing will be is to test fit the new floor pan in the hole and see where I gotta trim. Alright guys, here is the floor pan cut to fit Greg's floor. As you can see here, there's a little spot here off the trim, just goes over the edge. A couple on the back lip right here we'll have to cut, and then up top we'll have to cut behind the pedals. I'll show you that here in a little bit. Overall, the panel fit pretty good. It wasn't very difficult to install here. A little bit of finesse. Once we finish the trim, should be able to start working on prepping it for welding. So in the front, what I did was, off the trim, if you see I made that little yellow line across. So I will actually cut about 3/4 to an inch above that line to give us a little bit of a lip to weld onto from the original to new panel. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you learned something, or at best you like me to watch me work. In the next video, we're going to talk about welding these panels into the cab itself, and also we have to make some small areas that did not come with the floor that rusted out, so look for that as well. Go ahead and like the page, subscribe, share our Facebook posts, try to get the word out. I'd appreciate any followers if I can. So thanks for watching, have a great day. See ya.